Hello Year 10 and Year 11 parent, carers and pupils. I'm going to give you a overview of some of the slides here, a bit of extra information that we provided in this information booklet. I am Miss Jay Griffiths. I'm the assistant head teacher here at Bryn Mawr. I'm the senior link for Year 11. I also oversee curriculum and examinations and qualifications. Now, this page is self-explanatory. It's the key contacts for Year 11 and Year 10. Mr. Hoskins is the pastoral leader for Year 11. Mrs. Simmons is the pastoral leader for Year 10. I'm the senior link for Year 11. Mr. McNamara is the senior link for Year 10. We've got our examination officers, who are Mrs. J. Phillips and Mrs. S. George. We've got our ALN coordinator, Mrs. S. Ford. Now, the ALN coordinator is the person that you are going to want to speak to for any concerns or questions around access arrangements for examinations. Ms. Ford and I work quite closely together to look at these access arrangements and to process them. They are incredibly difficult to get, but if you do have any concerns, please get in touch with Ms. Ford. We've got our Year 10 and Year 11 form tutors here and the core subject leaders here for Maths, English and Science. All contact emails can be found on the weekly parent bulletin that gets sent home. Now, our bespoke curriculum pathways here. First of all, let's explore what qualifications we complete at secondary school level. There are level 1 qualifications, there are level 2 qualifications. Grades G up to D are considered a level 1 pass. Grades C up to A star are considered a level 2 pass. We firmly believe that all of our pupils should be leaving with at least 9 qualifications, whether they're level 1, level 2 or a combination of both, depending on what they need for their ongoing pathways post-16. And a big hinge that we have on deciding what pathways our pupils are going to end up on by the time they finish Year 11 is attitudes towards examinations. Now, some people love them, some people hate them. There are some really good arguments for examinations, GCSEs in particular. They're easy for external organisations to compare people using a consistent criteria for jobs, for entry to courses. They are good preparation for further education, university and specific careers that use examinations throughout a career pathway to maintain certification status. And it also demonstrates how well pupils can remember and apply information without the need to look it up. Obviously, in the age where people are overly reliant on devices, there is still a definite need for people to be able to recall, remember and apply information. And GCSEs are really good for demonstrating people's abilities to do that. However, there are arguments against GCSE examinations. They are high stakes. They can put pressure on pupils, and some pupils do end up being negatively impacted from a mental health point of view. If they have too many GCSE examinations, we really do aim to be really sympathetic to those pressures. Now, also, GCSE examinations provide limited opportunities for pupils to demonstrate practical and problem-solving skills, and some pupils absolutely excel in their practical skills and not so much in examination skills. So that's a big factor in our curriculum pathways. Not everybody learns the same way. Why should they be assessed and compared in the same way? So they are just some really brief examples for and against exams. Now, I'm sure you will fall on one particular side of that fence, and I'm sure the pupils fall on one particular side of that fence. So how do we adapt our curriculum to make sure that pupils have the best chance of leaving with those minimum 9 qualifications? Well, we've got our core maths and English. There's 4 GCSEs there. GCSE Maths, GCSE Numeracy, GCSE English Language, GCSE English Literature. All level 1, level 2 quals ranging from grade G up to grade A star. So it doesn't matter whether you leave with level 1 or level 2 there, you can achieve all of that in those 4 qualifications. Then we have our triple science pathways, which is the 3 science qualifications, biology, chemistry, physics. You get a GCSE for each. However, very popular science alternative is our double science pathway. Now, that is combined the 3 sciences and you end up with 2 GCSE examinations. Now, if you are doing those 2 science GCSE examinations, you are, of course, going to end up with a 1 qualification gap compared to those doing 3 science qualifications. And of course then, if you're on the single science pathway, where you will achieve 1 GCSE for science, you are 2 qualification gaps behind the triple science pupils. So up here, if you're a triple science pupil at this point, you're already on 7 GCSE qualifications, you're on 6 here, and you're on 5 here. And remember, the aim is at least 9. Then we move on to options. Pupils at Bryn Mawr are given 3 options to choose from, options A, B and C. If you are on this top pathway and you have chosen 3 options and you are continuing 3 options all the way to the end of year 11, that's another 3 GCSEs. If you are studying 2 options, obviously that's 2 additional qualifications, meaning that there's another gap to fill there. If you are studying 1 option, that's 1 qualification and therefore 2 qualification gaps to fill. If you are studying no option qualifications for very specific reasons, there's very few pupils in this category, then there's 3 qualifications that we need to make up there. Now this is where our bonus column comes in. Here we've got our additional GCSEs of GCSE Skills Challenge to ensure that pupils achieve their Welsh Baccalaureate, GCSE Religious Studies and GCSE Welsh. GCSE Welsh is compulsory across the full year group, but we also have these then, the portfolio qualifications. We have Equality and Diversity, which is our most popular vocational qualification. It's worth 2 grade Bs. Pupils enjoy that qualification, and to leave with 2 grade B equivalents, it's most popular here and here. You can see our double science will tend to top up their qualification pathways with an equality and diversity. Now, we've also got our GORED qualifications, and on pupil timetables, these are VO, VS, FI. They have different codes, strange looking codes. But these consist of qualifications, all equivalent to grade Bs, and you can have up to 4 of them, looking at Welsh culture, work-related education, and personal finance. So here, if you are not a GCSE examination person, you're probably going to be picking up a fair few of these qualifications to ensure, again, you leave with at least 9. Now, you may have noticed if you're on this triple science pathway, you're leaving with 4 maths and English, 3 science, 3 options, and your bonus 3. That's way more than 9. If you are looking to go down the competitive university route and A-level route, you are going to need more than at least 9 qualifications, and they are going to need to be of a good standard. So this is definitely an at least qualification aim. So any of these pathways are going to get you to the point where you leave school with your 9 qualifications. It's exactly the same curriculum pathway for year 10. The only difference is year 10 have started the new Welsh GCSE qualification. So instead of 2 separate maths GCSEs, there's now GCSE double award, and instead of 2 separate English, it's GCSE double award English. So there's still 4 quals, everything else is the same currently. Again, achieving the 9 quals. Here are some QR codes for useful links on our website. Examination conduct, please be familiar with that. It's a really important one as you go into year 10 and 11. Both year groups sit exams. We've got the examination timetables. These are updated as new entries come in and as new information is shared from the exam boards. So this is a really important one to keep checking. We've got our revision information here and our career service. We've got a great career service here with external providers. So feel free to pop on, have a look at that, contact the school if you do have a year 10 or year 11 pupil who is completely lost and doesn't know what to do. Have a look at our career service website, maybe contact us to book, pupils can book in with a slot with one of the external career advisors. Now, there are 2 separate slides here for year 11 and year 10 science exam dates because there are so many qualifications and different units. We just set these ones out really clearly. These are displayed in the school. You will notice that in pink here, the single science has these controlled assessments that are completed, just again to minimise the amount of examinations that pupils are needing to sit. So they are different for year 10 and year 11. And beware, if you're in year 11 and you are resitting a unit from summer 25 when you were in year 10, you will be using these dates, the year 10 dates. Miss Marasco, Head of Science, will be the one that decides that. Please speak to Miss Marasco if you're unsure if you fall into this category or not. Now, after Christmas, we commence in the 19th of January, we have pre-public examinations. Year 10 and year 11 are going to be sitting examinations for unseen GCSE papers in the examination hall under strict examination conditions. They will receive an examination timetable for this, and everything will be conveyed via the parent bulletin and updated on our school website under the exam section. This is just forewarning that when sort of towards the end of this term now in December, pupils are going to be receiving their revision resources ahead of their examinations when they come back from Christmas. So there are going to potentially be some pupils with a lot of work, a lot of preparation to be doing in the run up to these pre-public examinations. They are internal examinations. We do cross-moderate with some other schools, secondary schools, but they are internal. These are not final GCSE examinations. Please be aware pupils may and probably will have more than one exam in a day, as is also a possibility in the GCSE exam season. Homework and revision expectations. This slide, read it. They vary for different subject areas, but all pupils should be receiving regular homework or revision guidance at this point. All after school and holiday revision sessions will be shared again via the weekly parent bulletin, and they'll be updated on those live school web pages. So please do keep checking that, and please do read the pupil bulletin because the announcements are put in there. Uniform expectations are in place right up to the final GCSE examination. If you're in year 11, you will know the narrative at the moment around prom eligibility and attending prom. These GCSE examinations, a big part of the conduct is ensuring you turn up in your uniform as to not cause distraction to other pupils in the examination hall. So please maintain high standards of uniforms right up to the end. Equipment expectations, black pen only in GCSE examinations. You should be turning up equipped every day, the bare minimum: pencil, ruler, pen. Scientific calculator. There was a big push on these in science and maths. Please bring your scientific calculator. There's no good using the school ones and then turning up on exam day with your own that you're not used to using. You have to be familiar with your own scientific calculator, okay? You should be bringing a school bag, which is appropriate to carry books and revision every day. So please think about the equipment expectations and whether or not you and or your children are meeting these expectations. Attendance, super important as we progress through year 10 and into year 11. Every lesson counts here. The attendance procedures are there, and the contacts made, and the education welfare officers. So give that a read. Slightly different attendance to examinations, but that's on the examination conducts QR code that I shared previously. Being safe online in an increasingly frequent digital world, I guess. There is a need for pupils and parents and carers to know how to keep children safe online. So here's some information. If you are at all unsure of the risks or how you can mitigate those risks, please do go in and have a look at the resources shared here. Well-being, critical in year 10 and 11, particularly for those pupils who are highly anxious around examinations. Please, please, please. We have Miss Priest, who's the wellbeing coordinator here. Please encourage pupils to talk to their form tutors or heads of years about any wellbeing concerns. Okay, we have lots of support in place. Please, please talk to us. That's it. Thank you very much for listening to this. Obviously, you can access the slides and the QR codes when you need to. All the best of luck to our pupils in year 10 and 11, and any parents or carers, if you need to make contact, please check the contact information in the parent bulletin. Thank you very much.